Hey, what's up? It's Privacy J here. Time to continue my new iPad mini update. So, it's been a minute because it's been 8 days. So, we're talking about the OLED iPad mini, the iPad mini 8, the release date, pricing, and what to expect. So, according to the latest rumors, Apple is close to launching its next generation iPad mini. So, what should we expect from the successor to the iPad mini 7 that Apple released over 20 months ago? Read on to find out. App, oh, sorry, processor and performance. Apple is working on a next generation version of the iPad mini, codenamed J510, J511, that features the A19 Pro chip according to information found in the code that Apple mistakenly shared in August. What did you say? Oh yes, it is Juneteenth. So yeah, happy Juneteenth. Anyways, um, Apple's A19 Pro chip, since debuted in the iPhone Air and iPhone 17 Pro models. The iPhone 17 Pro models include the higher end version of the Apple's A19 Pro chip with the 6-core CPU and the 6-core GPU, while the iPhone Air uses a mid-tier A19 Pro chip with one fewer GPU core than the A19 Pro. A19 Pro chip used in the iPhone 17 Pro and the Pro Max. If the code leak is accurate for the iPad Mini 8, is like Apple is likely to use the mid-tier A19 Pro chip found in the iPhone Air. This is based on the fact that the A17 Pro chip used in the iPad Mini 7 has a 6-core CPU with 2 high performance cores and 4 efficiency cores, along with the 5-core GPU, compared to the 6-core GPU found on the A17 Pro used in the iPhone 15 Pro. Apple built the A19 Pro chip on an upgraded third generation 3 nanometer N3P process for modest speed and efficiency improvements. The chip includes a 16-core neural engine next generation dynamic caching and unified image compression. The GPU in the A19 Pro has an upgraded architecture with a larger cache, more memory, and neural accelerators that are built into each core. Apple says that this cringe provides 3 times 3 peak GPU compute over the prior generation chip. There's also an upgraded 16-core neural engine for AI tasks. There is an outside chance that Apple opts for the A20 Pro chip for the new iPad mini. The claim has been made by a Mac Rumors tipster who analyzed a macOS kernel debug kit containing internal Apple codenames. However, the iPad mini has not always received Apple's newest A series chip at the time it was updated, so the A19 Pro cannot be ruled out at this time. The iPhone 18 Pro models are also expected to use the A20 Pro chip, which will reportedly be fabricated with TSMC's advanced 2 nanometer process. Display. Apple's plan to transition the iPad mini from an LCD to an OLED display is widely rumored. According to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, the small form factor tablet is likely to be the next Apple device to adopt OLED, according to a Chinese leaker with sources in Apple's supply chain. Apple has evalu- evaluated a Samsung made OLED display for its next iPad mini model. It remains unclear whether the iPad mini A will feature a higher refresh rate than the 16 Hz, 60 Hz LCD display used in the existing iPad mini 7. But since the new base iPhone 17 now uses a 120 Hz ProMotion panel, it will be reasonable to expect the same on the first OLED iPad mini. A separate report has suggested the iPad mini 8 screen could increase in size from 8.3 inches to 8.17 inches with an adoption of OLED. The OLED panels can individually control each pixel, resulting in more precise color reproduction and deeper blacks compared to other common displays technologies. They also provide superior contrast, faster response times, better viewing angles, and greater design flexibility. All of the Apple's flagship iPhones use OLED panels, and in May 2024, the company brought the display technology to the iPad Pro for the first time. Unlike Apple's iPad Pro models, which features two stack low temperature polycrystalline oxide LTPO OLED panels, the iPad mini may have a single stack low temperature polycrystalline silicon LTPS panel, which would make it dimmer. Cases Cases design. Apple is reportedly working to give the iPad Mini 8 a more water-resistant design, according to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman. The updated casing would bring protection levels closer to those of the iPhone, making the tablet safer to use in damp environments. To achieve this, Apple is said to have designed a new vibration-based speaker system that eliminates the need for traditional speaker holes by using sound emitting surface. Instead of open grills, the company can reduce potential entry points for the water and dust, resulting in a more sealed, durable enclosure. On the iPhone, Apple relies on adhesives and gaskets to shield speakers and other openings from moisture. The iPad mini's approach appears to go further, doing away with the holes altogether. The current iPad mini models lack an official IP rating, but the upcoming version could mark the first in the lineup to feature a certified level of water protection. Apple patients could offer future further clues to the new design direction. For example, a 2014 patent outlines a mechanically ac- actuated panel acoustic system that vibrates flat surfaces to generate sound effectively, turning parts of a device cases into a speaker diaphragm diaph- diaphragm diaphragm. This could potentially allow Apple to produce audio without visible speaker holes. The patent suggests Apple has been building towards a sealed, vibration based acoustic system for several years. The release date, according to research firm Omdia, the iPad mini is expected to adopt an OLED display in 2027. However, Korea's ET News and ZDNET Korea have both suggested that the iPad mini will be updated with an OLED display later this year in 2026. Bloomberg has also said the update could come as soon as this year. The most recent word on the subject comes from Weibo-based leaker Instant Digital, who claims the OLED iPad mini will be launched in the second half of this year in 2026 at the earliest. In May 2024, it was reported that Samsung Display had started developing sample OLED panels for a future iPad mini, with plans to initiate mass production as its facility Kyonin in the second half of 2025. The same report claimed that Apple will bring an OLED panel to the iPad Air alongside the iPad Mini 6 in this year in 2026, though Apple only refreshed the iPad Air in March. And more recent reporting suggests an OLED iPad Air will arrive in early 2027. The later outlook aligns with the December report by analyst firm Display Supply Chains Consults DSCC that said an 8.5 OLED iPad mini is planned for 2026 launch this year, while 11-inch and 13-inch OLED iPad Air models are expected to follow in next year in 2027. The latter outlook aligns with the December report by analyst firm Display Supply Chains Consultants. Yeah, I already said that. Ultimately, there are no rumors suggesting exactly when the next iPad mini will be released. But a launch later in this year in 2026 has a high pro- probability. The price of the current iPad mini 7 starts at $499 for the 128 gigabyte Wi-Fi only model, going up to $799 for the 512 gigabyte model. However, there's a very good chance that the iPad mini 8 will cost more. The main reason is rising memory and storage costs, brought about by the continuing AI data center build out. Growing demand for memory and storage chips from the AI companies has led to chip shortages and higher costs for everyone else, and Apple will need to increase device costs substantially to maintain its current profit margins, according to the Wall Street Journal. Just this month, Apple CEO Tim Cook told WSJ Wall Street Journal that price increases are unavoidable. Cook said the company was doing its best to mitigate the huge increase that are being passed to us, and that it was trying to shield customers from them, but the situation has become unsustainable. Cook didn't say which products will go up in price, but it's hard to imagine its iPad lineup won't be affected. Even before Cook's price warning, there was an expectation that the next iPad mini would be more expensive, with Bloomberg's Gurman suggesting Apple could charge up to $100 more for the device. We could now be looking like a couple $100 or more. Gurman has previously argued that Apple should consider a lower end version of the iPad mini, or at least a change to its current $499 starting price, given that it's up against rival products that cost a lot less. However, Apple users who are looking for a more affordable option should probably consider the 10th generation iPad instead. Starting at $329, the iPad offers many iPad mini features such as Touch ID and Center Stage, but at a lower price that balance functionality and affordability. All right. So, anyways, that'll be all for today's stream, and stay tuned for next week on the next iPad mini updates, and then talk about it in the next topic. And don't forget, there will be a double Sundays live stream on this Sunday, so we will never forget about that. So stay tuned. So remember, like and comment and subscribe. Let me know about it. So we're gonna subscribe to my 3 channels: Privacy J Productions 1, 2, and 3, and my content. All of my social medias will let you know all about it. Facebook, my name is Jaden Garcia. Instagram is JTech727. Snapchat is Scoots0727. Follow me on X, PrivacyJNYC1, and follow me on TikTok, PrivacyJ Official, same name on Instagram. So thanks for watching, and peace out.